Welcome to Whispers of the Web, where the hidden gems of the web come to life. Join us as we unravel the most fascinating tales, secrets, and discussions from across the web. Every whisper has a story. If you enjoy our journey through the whispers of the web, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the intrigue. Story number 1. My husband told me to have an affair. Now we are divorcing. My husband, male 54, John, and I, female 49, have been pretty happily married for 21 years. We have 2 late teens. There was a serious, abusive incident within the extended family 11 years, and that resulted in me setting boundaries against John's brother, Dave 53, whereby we couldn't have his daughter, Jane, female 8, around our younger kids, 6 and 4. She was older than our kids, bigger, and she was violent, abusive, and unkind all the time. My husband's mother, Judy, Dave, and Jane were then unhappy with me for causing a rift, and my mother-in-law, Judy, then made my life hell for the next decade. My husband took my side, we went to counseling, and stayed together. Our intimate life kind of dissolved at this time due to the stress, although I didn't realize until later. I also went into early menopause at this time. I believe the stress caused it, as I was only late 30s. Things got messy with us and the family. There were no more big family Christmases or holidays together, as I could not have Jane her around my kids. Fast forward to last year. We've been in a mainly celibate relationship for 11 years. I am not happy with this situation and have many times tried to talk about it with John. He shuts me down. He's getting older, he's tired. I start to feel unattractive, unloved. I can't picture being in a non-intimate marriage for another 20 years. I start to resent him. I tell myself I'll hang in there until both kids finish school. I'm miserable for the last 3 years. I tell John this. We have 3 options: divorce, stay married and have some kind of open relationship, or stay married and celibate. After much cajoling, he admits he isn't happy being celibate forever either, and he tells me to have an affair. And if he can't handle it, he will move out. When he's away, I discover some fake email addresses on a shared computer. When I enter the fake email address into Tinder, it wants to send a recovery link to his current mobile number and current work email. I'm furious, as he's been playing away and I've been miserably celibate for 11 years. I do have an affair. It is great to feel attractive to a man again and to have someone be emotionally available and present. My husband is quite cold and has been for years. We were content in other ways but are now like old friends or flatmates at times and sleep in separate rooms, my choice. Once I started to fall in love with someone else, staying married seemed ridiculous. I can stand John less and less, and have filed divorce papers recently. Am I the a-hole? I gave him so many chances to spice things up, to open up over the years, and he never did. I no longer find him attractive either. I won't end up with the man I'm having an affair with, as we are too different. Was it the family rift that made him hate me and just stayed married to keep us all under one roof? Edit. Most people are being really judgmental. A lot of our friends didn't even make 10 years married. There's a lot more to a long-term marriage than just sex. We are a family first and foremost. Sex is a factor in that. It's not everything. Have any of you who are commenting been married over 5 years and have kids? It's a long road with many obstacles. Edit. Breaking up my 22-year relationship is hard to do. I am stressed as hell. It's no easy decision. Maybe think before posting a nasty comment that temporarily makes you feel better about yourself. It's clear that you've attempted to communicate your needs and concerns to your husband over the years. Communication is key in any relationship, but it requires both parties to be open and willing to engage. It's unfortunate that despite your efforts, you and your husband were unable to find a mutual resolution to the issues affecting your intimacy and connection. It seems like a combination of unresolved issues, lack of intimacy, and communication breakdowns led to where you are now. My verdict is that everyone sucks here because there are a lot of nuances to your relationship and past together, as well as him cheating on you on Tinder. The most important thing now is to find a path forward that leads to happiness and fulfillment for you. It may be helpful to seek support from a therapist or counselor. They can provide a non-judgmental space for you to process your emotions, explore your feelings, and develop strategies for moving forward in a positive way. Story number 2. Am I the a-hole for assuming my baby could come to a Super Bowl party? Wife and I, late 20s, got invited to a Super Bowl party yesterday. We have a 15-month-old. I assumed with the invite, our kid was invited too. It was a text invite saying this is happening at this time and this place. No other details. In my history of going to Super Bowl parties, they've always been family-friendly. So I didn't think twice about bringing my kids to my buddy's house. We are on the West Coast, and it's over by 8. So it's a day thing and not really a late night. Apparently my kid was not invited and my buddy who hosted wasn't happy he was brought over. We had a discussion that turned into an argument, and we left. He never mentioned no kids. But am I the a-hole for assuming he could come? You are absolutely not the a-hole here. Even if your buddy is child-free, he knows that you have a child. Unless it is specified that he's only inviting adults, then there would be no reason for you to assume or even ask if your children are invited as well. They are a part of your family unit, and I have not been to a Super Bowl party that didn't allow children unless it was at a bar. It would be very different if you had a puppy that you couldn't leave alone and brought it without asking first, as a puppy is not usually considered something or someone that you bring with you everywhere, whereas a child usually is. I hope you are able to come to a resolution with your friend to ensure you are able to be on the same page and enjoy each other's company going forward. Story number 3. Am I the a-hole for leaving my girlfriend while she was sick for my sister? I, 20 male, and my girlfriend, 20 female, have been together for 6 months now. She's great, this is our first issue. My sister, Carla, 18 female, is in a rough situation right now. She was living with her girlfriend, Julie, 19 female, in a 1-bedroom apartment in an infamously dangerous place. She barely makes enough to survive and has little to no money for extra spending. This is relevant later. My girlfriend recently came down with a stomach bug. First day she texts me that she's sick and how she's miserable. I say I'm sorry and comfort her a little over text. Then I get a bunch of scolding messages from her friends for not going to her house and taking care of her immediately, even skipping classes to be with her. Honestly, I felt bad, but I didn't get the memo from the texts. I figured if she needs anything she'll let me know. She's got it covered, maybe I'll DoorDash her food later and leave it at that. I didn't really want to get sick but decided to go take care of her anyways. Everything was well until I get a call from Carla late in the night, while my girlfriend was asleep. Carla told me she walked into the apartment to find Julie had thrown all her stuff out and put a note on her suitcase saying they were done. No reason given, just that. Carla was inconsolable. We call our other brother, and he says Carla can stay with him, but he can't pick her up because he's home alone with his newborn. Carla doesn't have a car, no money for an Uber, in an infamously dangerous area. Also, she only lived 20 minutes away. It would be a 3-hour and 30-minute drive each way to my brother's. So I leave a note for my girlfriend telling her I'll be back soon as it's 4 a.m. at this point, and also text her. I tried to wake her, didn't work. So I go, pick up my sister, bring her to my brother's, and get her situated. I end up showing back up to my girlfriend's at noon. I tried to call her at 10 a.m., no answer. I go in and she's crying and mad at me. She yells at me that how dare I leave her when she isn't feeling good, and that I wasn't prioritizing her. I said I understood how she felt and tried to explain the situation. She just continued to say that nobody should be more important than my girlfriend and that I really don't care about her. I asked her what she would have liked me to do, and she said she would have liked me to Venmo Carla money so she can get an Uber herself. I agree, that was a possibility. My mind was all over the place. She's still mad, and her friends have also told me that I'm an a-hole and if their boyfriends left them when they were sick, they would break up with them. I really didn't think what I did was wrong, but now that everybody's mentioning all these ulterior options, I feel like I could be an a-hole. Am I the a-hole for leaving my girlfriend while she's sick for my sister? I don't believe you are the a-hole here at all. You left a note, sent a text, tried to wake her, and were there for her before you needed to be there for your sister. While I understand that she didn't want to be alone, she didn't communicate that clearly. Sure, there were alternative options like sending your sister money for an Uber, but when you are in an emotionally charged state it can be difficult to think of other solutions. Because you communicated and even called to check in while you were gone, I have to say that your girlfriend and her friends are all being the a-holes here. If she wanted you not to leave her side while she's sick, then she should communicate that. That is also something you need to know for the future if your relationship lasts. Story number 4. Am I the a-hole for refusing to forgive my husband? My husband, male 34, and I, female 32, are married for the last 5 years and have known each other for the last 10 years. However, like in most couples, marriage brings in a different perspective and expectations on each other's part. So a few days back, my husband and I got into a fight over literally nothing. In the process, he told me things like how I am a mental patient and I don't deserve to be with him. I am sick and I should live in a mental asylum. I have struggled with postpartum depression and have been tackling my job and my kid all alone. He does help me too, but it's like a commercial break between a movie. I had confided in him about what I was feeling, and he used that to frame me as mad. He later apologized to me, but I refused to forgive him and let him know that. Am I the a-hole? That is a seriously destructive and damaging thing to say to you. I am sorry that your husband was so cruel to you. That is not something that you, or anyone, deserve. You are not the a-hole, and I would recommend that you bring up couples counseling to your husband, as it sounds like there are more issues going on here that need to be addressed in a healthy manner. If he is unwilling to go to counseling or improve how he treats you and his child, then you have your answer, and it's time to move on and live life for yourself. I wish you all the best in this unhealthy dynamic. Thank you for joining us for today's journey through the whispers of the web. Share your thoughts and suggestions for our next adventure. If you're not yet a part of our whispering community, click the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications to never miss out on another story. Join us next time as we uncover another enthralling tale from the web. Until our next whisper.